to move to our keynote speaker, and I'm going to ask Ms. Andrea to join me on stage. She's a 1984 graduate and a 2013 Hall of Fame member. A three-time high school All-American track athlete, Andrea was the #1 ranked athlete in the country her senior year, earning all-state honors 4 times as a sprinter and a hurdler. Upon graduation, Andrea went to FSU and is a 4-time All-American. She teamed up with her fellow Oak Ridge High School Hall of Fame teammates, Michelle Finn and Janet Levy, to set the NCAA record in the 4x100 relay in 1987. At the 1988 Olympic trials in Indianapolis, Andrea, the FSU team captain, finished 7th. She continues to compete, as evidenced by her earning All-American honors last summer, as she finished 4th in both the 200 and the 400 meters, competing in the Masters National Track and Field Championships in the 45 to 50 age category. In January of this year, Andrea was inducted into the State of Florida Track and Field Hall of Fame. Please welcome Andrea.
I feel like that little kid again because I have people from the class of 80 through 80, 81, 82, 83. Want to congratulate the inductees again. They are very deserving of this honor. And just wanted to say that it's good to see everybody out tonight. I have mentioned to a lot of people that I made a really big push to try to get people to come out to the ceremony tonight. There are too many of us that live here local for us not to come out to support these events. You know, we need to get together. I don't know whether some of you were aware, our track manager, Linda Harris, she passed it out 6 weeks ago. And, you know, we kind of found out at the last minute. That was kind of emotional, you know, for me and a lot of us because we didn't know. And they had already had, you know, our funeral service. And when I was told that, you know, there were not a lot of people at the service because, you know, we just didn't know. So I think we really need to stop making funerals our reunions. You know, please come out to support this event. If there are people that are not here, you know, encourage them to come out. You know, I see this just getting bigger and bigger. I really won't be before you long. I was at an event earlier during the year, so I know how painful it can be to sit and listen to somebody go on and on. I guess you heard my track resume when I was not in the It was either after the junior high track meet or the Golden South track meet. I was upset, you know, because I didn't win. And, you know, she told me that, you know, all these girls that you were competing against, you know, were older than you. You know, you did great. So at that moment, I thought about it and I was like, I guess as long as I tried my best, I gave 100%, that's more important than winning. So that was my first real life lesson about winning and losing. Now that didn't stop my desire for one to win or working hard to position myself to win, but it made me realize it was okay if I didn't win. I ran track with Coach Stamper's brother, Chris Stamper, starting summer after my 7th grade year, along with other athletes that were going to be my future teammates at Oak Ridge. This helped me learn some of the fundamentals of track and field. I attended the state track meets at Showalter, and I was anxious to get to high school to be a part of this great tradition of excellence that was being built at Oak Ridge. I wish during my day that they started high school in the 9th grade. So finally, I'm at Oak Ridge. It's my sophomore year, and I'm trying to adjust to being in high school. I had always been a pretty good student, A's, B's, a few C's, and based on my previous academic record, I was placed in advanced classes. I tried to get my schedule changed because I knew I was going to need an adjustment period. Plus, I was playing basketball and I was JV cheerleader. But I wasn't allowed to change my schedule. Now, on top of that, I've always been shy. And I was in an algebra class with primarily seniors and juniors. I was very intimidated. I didn't ask any questions because I didn't want them to look at me like I was stupid or something. So I just sat there and quietly failed 4 out of 6 classes that year. I was ineligible to participate in track, and that just about killed me. I was devastated. Now, I don't know whether my teammates were aware that I had failed all those classes, because I still was allowed to practice, but I couldn't run the first half of the year, so I don't know what they may have been thinking. But, so my second major life lesson was, you have to stay on top of your schoolwork. Doing well in school is just as important as doing well in whatever sport that you're participating in. For any counselors that may be in the room, please keep in mind that sometimes that student really does know what their abilities are. So don't just think that person is trying to be lazy and, just kind of slough off. Just, really sit down and talk to that person, because honestly, that affected me for the rest of my academic career. I was never really quite the same. I am proud of my individual track accomplishments because I worked hard to achieve those goals, but I am more proud to have been a part of 2 state track and field championship teams and earning the 2nd place team finish my senior year. During my time at Oak Ridge, we were like a family. We worked hard because we didn't want to let our teammates down. We looked out for one another. One recent example of this was this post line that was established, was displayed in a quote that I found on Facebook by male track alumni Sean Noble after a Super Bowl party at track alumni Gerald Jackson's house early this year. And he said, "Spending time with some of my family, those men and a few others not pictured, helped me learn what a team with no barriers was at Oak Ridge Heights. We were all the same family, just a different degree of kin." When I was included in the first induction class for the Oak Ridge Hall of Fame, I was truly honored because Oak Ridge has had a tremendous amount of outstanding track and field athletes. It was very humbling to be recognized for my past track and field accomplishments and to be considered a role model. I'm excited about the possibility of having a positive impact on a young person's life, which leads me to say, you never know who's watching you. I had a conversation with James Roll. He stated he probably would have never ran track if it had not been for Ed Harrington, who in his opinion is the best curve runner in the history of Oak Ridge track and field. He said as a kid, he saw Ed's uniform hanging in the bathroom window. Ed walked to the 7-Eleven on Saturdays to be picked up to go to the track meet at Showalter, not knowing at that time that one day he'd be making the same steps to that same 7-Eleven to compete at the same Showalter track. I don't have a lot of pictures from my time at Oak Ridge, but I did want to share some with you.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You could beat the world, you could beat the war. You could talk to God, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You could be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you gon' find yourself
Standing in the Hall of Fame,
yeah.
and the world's gonna know your name,
Yeah,
'cause you burn with the brightest flame,
yeah,
and the world's gonna know your name,
yeah.
and you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame. You can go the distance, you can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile.
You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Break taking over records they thought never could be broke.
Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know if you never even try?
Do it for your country, do it for your name, cause there's gonna be a day when you're